farmsteaders, coming back at you from the little 1920 farmhouse. Yes, though you love the 1970s plywood paneling. The other room we totally demolished, took everything off. You should see the beautiful beadboard that's behind it. It's beaten and somebody graffitied. As kids, you know, like so and so was here and I love so and so and all that stuff all over the wall, so we'll have to paint all that. But I will definitely link a video that shows you how we demolished that. But today I want to show you something else really exciting, which is my hydroponic system. Yes, I got a hydroponic system. Because unfortunately what I realized was, because we could not seed the pasture, because of course we waited too long, who knew you couldn't plant stuff all year round? I'm from Florida. You can plant stuff all year round. Temperature doesn't change. But apparently in North Carolina, there's things called seasons. So we weren't able to plant the grass. So we've been doing the feed, and obviously they've been foraging whatever they can find, and like the branches and stuff that we cut down. But we very quickly realized that our goats are out eating us. One bag of food. I mean, it's like $14. It's not a big deal. Lasts them a week. I'm like, I can't feed these goats as 4 children. So we were watching on YouTube, and a lot of great videos out there on hydroponics and like doing your own fodder, right? So that's what we did. We built, I don't know if you can see this, our own fodder system. So it's taken us like 4 days to put this thing together. Seems simple, right? It's shelves, couple of buckets. What could go wrong? No, it's not that easy. Because you'll put stuff together and then you'll realize that you didn't have the tool that you needed, so you have to go all the way to the house to go get it. Then you come back with the tool and realize that you don't have the piece that you need, so now you got to go to the store. And the store's not right down the street. So, word of the wise, anybody that wants to build one of these things, there's tons of YouTube videos that show you how to do it. But I will warn you, walk down the schematics before you actually start putting it together, so that you're not spending 4 days running back to the store to get crap. So let's talk about what I did, and I'll give you some hints on how to save some money. Okay? So let's do that. Now you're probably asking yourself, why is she going outside to fill the buckets? Did she just say she was going outside to fill the buckets? Does this woman have a bathroom? Yeah, we have a bathroom. We have a tub. It's probably circa 1950s. It has no faucet. The sink was leaking so badly that we just took everything out. So I have to go outside, whether it's snowing, raining, and get water from the hose. So we did, though, yesterday buy a laundry sink. So one of the next projects we're going to do is we're going to actually, where the old vanity was in the bathroom, we're going to put a laundry sink. But unfortunately, because like I said, the old vanity was leaking, the floor is spongy. And I'm not a small girl anymore. I've gained some weight. And I don't care to walk on spongy floor because I've already fallen through an attic ceiling. That's a story for another day. So no, I don't want to step on a floor that I'm going to go through into the crawl space. So we're trying to avoid using the bathroom at all cost until we can get that floor replaced. We had somebody, a structural engineer, come out here and look at the house because it's a 1929 house. The floor slopes in certain places and the house looks like it's not sitting right on the ground. But we didn't buy it for the house. I mean, obviously you can't fit 6 people in a little 1-bedroom shotgun house. But we did want to use it like a little market. $10,000 to replace the foundation. I'm like, no, I don't think so. At some point, I think me and my husband are going under there with some jacks and some, let me change this. We're going under there with some jacks and some 2x4s, and we're fixing this crap ourselves. So that's another video. See, you're never done. That's the fun thing about having a homestead. You are just never done. Never done. So once here, priority of order of things to do. So what we're thinking is, since the kitchen is more stable, we're going to put the utility sink in the kitchen where the kitchen sink should be, because there is no kitchen sink. And you'll see that in the video where we tear up everything that was really old and disgusting. And I'll link that little it wasn't a video. Well, it was part video, part PowerPoint, but I put together something to kind of give you guys, yeah, I'm watching them, making sure I don't overfill the buckets. So I'll give you guys the rundown of what we've done in the house. We really wanted to try to have it a little bit more presentable, a little bit more usable. The back room where we have the hydroponics is really the only room that's, and it looks like it was an addition because it kind of butts off of the main house. It's the only level solid flooring. So we picked that as the office / hydroponics room. God, that thing's filling slow. It's probably because it's cold. So that's what we're working out of, is that room. So we're going to put the laundry sink in the kitchen. And hopefully then I'll be able to fill my buckets indoors. Because this is nice when it's a beautiful day. You see that sky? Look at that. It's gorgeous out here. I don't mind being outdoors when it's like this. But when it's torrential down rain, Hurricane Michael, no, I don't want to be out here filling buckets. So trying to be a little preemptive and forward thinking. And so we got the laundry sink, and I will show you guys how we put that together when we get to that. My husband ended up working today, so I'm out here by myself. Nothing gets done when I'm here by myself except chickens get. So we're going to move this guy. All right, we're moving this guy to 4. Moving this guy down. Oh, no, wait. Wait. I'm going to have to move him twice. Yes, I have to move him twice. See, there's method to this madness. Okay, so I have to move the oldest ones. I move them up. So now they're in the slot 4. This one was in slot 2. I move him to slot 3. He's in slot 2, which you can pretty much tell because they germinated pretty good. So I'm going to move him up to slot 3. And then these guys, I'm going to move to slot 2. And I'm going to move this bad boy over to slot 2. Oh, my little clippy. And push, make sure he's against those back brackets because otherwise it's going to spill. All right. Now, originally I thought of putting like numbers on the buckets. You see, like there I had like a little number 1. And then I realized, well, that doesn't make any sense because, yeah, that's the first day. But at some point it'll be the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, the seventh day. And then I'll forget that it's the 7th day and the number 1 should be at the top. So, God, this stuff is really getting like, wow, look at that. I don't know if I got these out of order or if these guys just really took off. Maybe I got these out of order. Because that being a number 1, I'm wondering if he shouldn't have been up higher. Because these guys look less grown. Oh, shoot, I might have gotten them out of order. Well, no way of knowing now. Why would they? You know, I bet you I did. I bet you I put the second days in the first. These for sure are the oldest because you see how they're already having like little green sprouts coming in. Can you see that? Look how cool. They got green sprouts. But these guys down here, these guys are pretty grown. So I'm thinking that this one should have been with that one. Because this guy's just got the little dots. All right, let's do that. See, this is why it's important for you to get your system organized. We just built this yesterday, so be patient with me. Like I told you, you come along with me, we're going to learn together. So I'm not afraid to tell you how I make my mistakes. All right, so I think this one being that it's just starting to like show little dots is probably yesterday's. So I'm going to put these guys at the bottom. Oh, wait. Where's the holes? Oh, yeah, holes are here. See, look, I almost did it. Oh, you couldn't see it, but look. I almost did it. Look where I put the holes. Daggone it. All right. Got to turn this around. I think the lesson learned is that I'm going to actually put something on the buckets to tell me Oh, almost did it with this one too. Daggone it. Okay, note to self, lesson learned, folks, is make sure that you mark which side is front. Okay, the bucket's, okay, that one's that way. And this one, nope, this one's backwards. All right, guys. Definitely would have been a fiasco when I turned the water on. Oh, see this one too. I put this, my gosh, I'm doing everything wrong today and then I have to record the darn thing. Okay. But that's how we learn, right? That's how we learn together. We're going to learn together. All right. So, all right, folks, I think we got it all squared away. So remember, when you're doing it and you're angling it, just make sure that the holes are at the bottom of the angle. I almost made a catastrophe because I would have turned this thing on. I probably would have walked away and then all the water would have been running out the wrong hole. Okay, so none of those. These guys have to be in the front. Yes, they are. And yes, they are. All right. Wow. Almost made a catastrophic mistake there. Okay. I think we got everybody. I think we're organized. So let's go and do the final pan. All right. So we got our pan. There we go. We go back to, and then I just basically put the last of what's in here. I just put it in there. So, and then I'll just hand scoop out, you know, the rest of the seeds, because of course I want it every last drop of this beautiful seed. All right. And so we're going to do the same thing. You're just going to spread it out really thin. And if you did it right, now this is based on the size of my pan. If you guys have different size pans, obviously you might need more than 3 cups for 2 pans. But for me, the way I've done it with the 3 cups actually works perfect as you mash it down to get like one thin layer. I mean, see, like one thin layer covers the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop out the rest of these. Oh, I run 3 miles a day. No, yeah, okay, for you, this is nothing. You're a 20-year-old in my book. For the rest of us who are a little heavy and have been working at a desk job for the last, few years, I was actually originally an ER nurse. That's my baby. And I tell people all the time, I said, you don't realize is that ER nurses are typically very fit. I mean, it's not often you see a heavy ER nurse if they're working, right? I worked in a very busy emergency room in South Florida, and we had like 12 staff and 3 chairs. So trust me, we didn't sit down, and I was fit, but you take it for granted. You have very bad eating habits, but you exercise so much, and you get home, you're so tired, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. I was getting home to cook dinner for the kids. I wouldn't even eat. I was so tired because both me and my husband worked in the hospitals. And now that I've worked as a teacher for the last 6 years and I've gotten away from moving, I've gotten so fat. And that's, unfortunately, guys, ladies, once we hit that 40, 45, watch it. You think you're fit, you turn your back for a second and the pounds just creep up on you and just, they ambush you like zombies in The Walking Dead. So part of my journey with, building the little farmstead is also to try to go back to being healthy, going back to moving, going back. You don't have to run a marathon, but lifting the buckets and feeding the animals and raking things and hoeing things and wheelbarrow. And even though I have to admit, I bought the tractor, so I don't have to lift too many heavy things. You should see me taking the dog food bags on the tractor back to the shed. They're 50-pound bags. I'm not carrying those. I'm not there yet. At some point, maybe I'll build up my agility and I'll be able to go and, start carrying 50-pound bags on one on each shoulder. But I'm going to hurt myself if I do that now. You have to be realistic to your abilities. So part of this journey, if you guys want to come along with me, is also to see me go back to finding a healthy lifestyle, right? It's not just mentally better lifestyle. It's not just mentally and emotionally and psychosocially, a more, I'd love to say like more harmonious lifestyle, right? But also a healthier lifestyle, right? And being able to eat food that you know where it's coming from, getting away from all this processed food. It's killing us. It's truly killing us. The preservatives we put in our body, I'm surprised our bodies don't decompose for years. It's crazy. Forget embalming fluid. We're embalming ourselves 80 plus years we're alive. So I hope that you guys will take inspiration of this, that age and fitness level should not stop you from doing what you want to do. Am I tired? Yes, of course. When I get home, if I've worked here all day and we've put up paddocks and we're trying to get things ready and dragging things, and yeah, I'm tired, but it's a good tired and it's a fulfilled tired. And it's something that I can honestly say is almost as great as saving lives in the ER. Almost. I guess you can't quite put those in the same boat, but it's fulfilling to me. And that's what counts, right? So please, if you enjoy walking this path with me and you're interested in sticking around and watching me fail some days, succeed others, and overall, hopefully, find a new purpose in life, subscribe. Come along. What the heck? It'll be fun. If nothing else, it'd be like renovation reality. You guys can see how I screwed things up, like the hydroponic system. Make sure you know which way the holes are going. I leave you with that lesson learned. Bye. Hello again. It's your old timer farm girl coming at you. I don't know what to call myself. I just make stuff up in every video. Okay, lesson learned. Because that's what I love to tell you guys. I'm doing this and I'm learning as I go, and I'm going to share it with you guys. Fantastic hydroponic system. Oh my gosh, this stuff put out some serious barley, wheatgrass. It was phenomenal. It was thick. It looked great. I had the system down to a science. This thing was on a timer. Wonderful. One problem. They won't eat it. The goats won't eat what I grew. So, note to self, lesson learned. If you're going to grow it, doesn't mean they're going to eat it. These are actually cat litter liners that I got at the dollar store. So $1 a piece. The irrigation tubing and everything, you get a big roll at the big box stores, only a couple of bucks. I think I spent more on the shelves and on that big tote, the water tote, than anything else. Even the pump was a really small pump. I mean, did I scratch my nose? It was a really small pump. And the timer, the timer was also super cheap. So really, when you kind of like nickel and dime it, I spent like 10 on the surge protector, another 8 on the bucket and things like that. I'm probably all in for maybe 60, 70 bucks for the whole system. I don't even think that much. I'll have to break it down and figure out the exact pricing. And if you already have the shelves or you build the shelves, then take that 40 bucks out of the equation. I got metal just because I didn't know if it was going to get wet and it was going to rot, and I was new to this. But now I will tell you, the goats didn't eat it. The chickens loved it. So, homesteaders, if you have chickens that you keep in a pen, if you keep them in a coop or in a run, and those chickens don't leave, they don't free range like ours, they really love grass. They love to eat grass. It's great for them. I think it's much better than just solely grain. So unless you want to go out and start doing what we did, which was we would go out and actually take the shovel and start like shoveling up, like sod and throwing it in there with them when they were little, because I want them to get a little bigger size. Let me get where the light's not right in my face. I wanted them to get a little bigger before I put them out to free range. Not that that helped. They all died anyways. But my intention was there. So one of the things that we were doing was we were actually taking the flat shovel and we were, taking out the sod and throwing it in there with them in the run. And I got to thinking, well, wait a minute, hydroponics. I could do the hydroponics, create big slabs of grass, throw them in the run. So let me tell you, if you guys have chickens that you're keeping in an isolated run for whatever reason, that thing gets ugly, it gets nasty, even if you put DE powder down. I mean, they'll make it dirt quick. It could be lush grass when you put them there. It will be dirt within a week. So, idea, you get them the hydroponics, you set this up. I guarantee you, if some of this stuff you could probably, retro recycle or whatever, you probably have half this stuff already in your house. Like I said, those were cat litter buckets. And I just put holes and tilted them, and go figure. I mean, they were $1 a piece. So I spent like, what, $10 for the buckets? Now, here's the beauty. If you time it right and you set up the top 3, and then, you move them down and you move them down. There's a lot of hydroponic videos out there. I'm not an expert, but here's the beauty. I think I spent $100. Did I spend that much? Maybe about $100 on a big, huge 50-pound bag of seed. Okay. That lasted me almost a year of making hydroponic stuff, because you don't have to put a lot of seeds. You could put a really thin layer in the bottom of those I want to call them cat litter boxes. I don't know what they're called, but in the bottom of the pans, it's a very thin layer of seeds. You squish them down so they're like 1 seed per square millimeter or whatever it is. And those suckers within a couple of weeks will be freaking 4-inch high grass. Now you could do barley, I did barley because I thought the goats would eat it, but basically you could do whatever grass, whatever's cheap. Chickens don't care. They eat everything. They'll eat weeds, clover, whatever you want. Now I was thinking of trying clover for the goats, but then now I'm just moving them pastures. So if I'm going to move them from paddock to paddock, then they're going to get fresh stuff anyways. That's why this is not running. But I got to thinking I should show you guys, because that would be a great idea if you need it for chickens. So I will definitely post the video. It's one of my earlier ones that I haven't edited, so be kind, but it will give you an idea of how I set this up and made it run. And trust me, once you got it up and running and you rotate the trays, right? So that the top trays and then you move them down, you start another set of trays at the top, and then you just keep moving them down. Literally within about 4 to 5 weeks, you will have grass that's super, super high. Now, if you don't want it that high, because the chickens don't like it that high, that's okay. Then just run it every 2 weeks, so that if every time you move it down, you have another couple of trays, you can put fresh grass in there for them. And every day you have fresh grass, or you can do it like once a week. Figure out how many chickens you are and how fast they're eating it. And then you set up the trays so you have just as many trays as you need. And you can make the system as big as you want or as small as you want. Trust me, this was the simplest thing I have done so far on the farm. And in a huge, I got a huge bucket of seeds still left over. So post in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you need any other specific questions, I'm happy to help. This is what I want to do. I want to show you guys lesson learned. They don't always eat it, but there's a bright side. I could use it for my chickens. Till next time.